right now we're going to take the seat out. Hey guys, DIY Salvage Guy here, and welcome back to another episode of my channel. Today's episode, we're going to be going over the 2012 Audi S5 convertible build. Now in the past, what we did so far is we've cleaned it up, we took delivery of it, and we got that door situated as well. We took the fender off, but now there's some parts on the inside that I need to take off, and I need to ship them out in order to get them repaired. Namely, I need to take off the seat cover, so I got to take that seat out completely. I need to be able to pull the upholstery off of that and send it out to a local shop. Hopefully I can get that sewn back up. I just received the airbag, so I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. And then I also need to take the center console out because I got to take the airbag control module off as well, so that I can figure out what part number it is. Now I have the ECA build manual, but there's so many different part numbers on this, and I can't tell the difference between what is a coupe model or a cabriolet, and I'm trying to see if they're interchangeable. So I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm gonna probably head to eBay and see if I can find one that was not deployed, and so that I could save some money on that. The last thing I need to do is take the rear seats apart, because I have to take the tensioner for the seat belts off, and I need to send them out to get repaired. When it was in the accident, I don't really know why, but the rear seats, those seat belts actually locked up completely. The front driver's side didn't lock up, the passenger side didn't lock up either, which is kind of weird to me. So the rear seats locked up, so we're going to take those off. We're going to ship them out to a company. Found a place that can do it pretty cheap, and maybe even see if we can get some stitching on the seat belts as well. I've seen some other YouTubers do that stuff, and I'm going to see if that's something that's feasible for me to do as well, because this car is really nice and I really want Cody to enjoy it. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like, make sure you're commenting down below. And also make sure you guys are following me over on Instagram, because I do post things on there quicker than it makes its way over to YouTube. And also make sure you guys have your post notifications on. That way you guys can stay up to date on the build and everything else that goes on this channel. To all my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back and continuing to support me. So I think the thing I love most about this car is the fact that it's convertible and you have unrivaled access to pretty much everything. So much easier to work in the car when you can actually just stand up in it and not have to worry about hitting your head or anything like that. So this door is giving me a bit of a problem right now. I don't have the connector fully plugged in, so maybe that's why it wasn't unlocking. I'm not certain yet. The window doesn't go up and down the way that I want it to, but it could be the internals of it. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now, but just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Other thing in here that I don't know how this even happens. This car has under 90,000 miles and there's a hole in the bottom of the floor. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if that's something that can be repaired, or I don't even know. What do you do in that situation? I've never seen anything like that before. So as I said, we have to take this seat out. So we have to take this off because we got to pull all this leather off of the backing. So we're going to pull this entire seat off. And so that'll probably be the first thing that we're going to do. Then we need to pull this center console out, because the airbag control module is right under here. So we're going to have to pull that completely off as well. And we'll get to that. We'll find out what the part number is. And then the last thing that I mentioned that we need to do is we need to take these seat belts off. So you guys can see that these are tight. These are locked into place. Now, I don't know if this locked up when it was in the accident, or when the battery fuse terminal actually blew when I was starting the vehicle to take it off of the trailer. I have no idea. This is extremely odd to me that two of them would lock up and not all of them. especially two of the seats that were not even occupied during the accident. So the seat and the center console, I think I have a pretty good idea about how to swap that out and take it apart. This part is going to take a little more diving into. It looks like these seats fold down, so I'm going to give that a quick shot and see if we could fold them down and see what kind of access we have to back here. We drop these seats down. So growing up, I had a 2007 BMW 335 hardtop convertible. This is basically the exact competitor to that. And the fact that these seats fold down just to have this kind of access, it's crazy that this car is that versatile. So we're going to start with removing the seat, because once this is out, we'll have easier access to the center console, and then we'll have easier access to the back seats as well. So first thing we got to do is take the seat out. I think it's held in by 4 bolts. So we moved it all the way up right now, all the way forward. And so there's this little piece here. So we got to pop this off. And then there should be a bolt under there. We'll take that off. We'll take the side one off as well. And then we'll move the seat back and we'll do the same thing for the front. Took out the 4 bolts. There's 4 bolts that hold the seat into the car itself, so we took those out. Has 2 little covers on that, and now we're going to see if there's any electrical connectors in here that we need to unplug. Then we'll pull the entire seat out. So there's a bunch of electrical connectors that we got to get out. Can't really see them, so I'm going to have to see if I can get under there and get it out. So we got the seat all disconnected. We got the wiring harnesses taken out as well. I'll show you guys that in a second. But right now we're going to take the seat out. Heavy? Yeah, very. So since it's so heavy, we're going to put it on a tripod and we're going to carry it over there. So we got the seat out. I'm gonna have to take this upholstery off up top. So we're gonna take this back seat cover off, pull all the leather off, all the trim, and we're gonna have to send it out to the upholstery shop, as I said. Then we're going to take this airbag out. Should be nice and easy once the seat cover's off. And we got a new one yesterday. So we got our new airbag. That'll pop right in there. And once we get our airbag control module out and installed, we will be good to go. So this is what the vehicle looks like right now without the seat. We had to disconnect the electrical connectors down there. Came out pretty easy. Had the 4 bolts, as you can see. So we're going to vacuum this up eventually, but we take that center console off now and continue on with the airbag control unit removal. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is remove the center console so we can get the airbag control unit out. So what I did was follow the instructions right now on the ECA repair manual. It says we have to remove the center console while the shifter is in S. So started the vehicle, put it on. Now it's sitting in S. Now I have to remove the negative battery cable with the ignition on right now. I don't know why, but we'll do that. Got the car in S, and the ignition is still, key's still in the ignition. So now we will see what the next steps are to take that off. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is remove the air conditioner module. I guess we need to remove that so that we can get the rest of this out. There's 2 little holes here. So I have these 2 hooks. I'm going to try to just pull it out nice and easy. So came right out, a little bit of force. It's not really held in by anything, it's just pushed in. Alright, so we're going to take this out so that we can get to everything else. We'll just move it over to the side. So these clips just pull up at think they'll pull out real easily. But first we're going to take this wiring harness out. Anytime you have a clip like this, you want to make sure you use a tool, upholstery removal tool, something like that, so you can apply even pressure, because otherwise you're never going to get these things out without the tab itself breaking. So these red things just slide up, and hopefully they'll kind of just slide out. So we got our AC control unit out of the way. We'll just toss that to the side. Tuck these wires back in. And I know the next thing we have to do is remove this ashtray. So the guy was kind enough to leave us all this change. So we'll take that out, and we'll see how this comes out now. So the next thing we got to do is remove this. This just pulls right up the same way that air conditioner thing came out. So just got to remove this connector. You always want to be careful with these electrical connectors because they're plastic and they're brittle and they break extremely easily. So we'll remove that. This just slides up. And the next thing we have to do, so we just got to lift this up. Pop up easily. Disconnect these electrical connectors as well. Comes out nice and easily. Place that to the side. And the next thing we have to do is remove these two little bolts in order to remove the ashtray. So we'll get our socket for that. So there's two little 8mm bolts. Should come right out. So continuing on, we got to remove the connector right here for the convertible top. Right out. Take this off. Okay. Every single thing has an electrical connector, every single thing is stuck in there, but so far it's coming out pretty easily so far. So definitely got to clean this up in here. It looks like a lot of coffee or something got spilt in there, so clean that up real quick. Spray this up real quick, wipe it down, get all this coffee off of here. Good morning, guys. So back here the next day. Got a little bit too hot yesterday, had some other errands and stuff to do, so didn't want to hop back into this. So next day, I'm trying to get started a little early today. I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap of what we did yesterday. Took off pretty much the entire dash assembly for the center console. So we have all that out, sitting pretty much over there. Then we have the center console sitting over there. So the next thing that we need to do is we just have to remove this bracket for the shifter. So there's 4 bolts here. Then this should lift right up. Then our airbag control module is right under here. We might have to cut the carpet. That's what the ETCA parts guide says. So we'll see once we get in there. Then the next thing that we're going to do today is hopefully get this seatbelt off, but we will see how that goes as well. Manual's saying that we have to remove quite a bit of trim pieces, basically starting from up here and then working our way all the way back here. So we'll see what we can do, how to actually get it off, because we got to get that tensioner off and we have to actually ship it back out to get repaired. I think they're cheaper to get repaired instead of replacing them. But once we get it out, see the part number on it, we will see what we're going to do with it. So quick update. Got those 4 bolts off. That lifted right up. We didn't have to disconnect it. The vent itself lifted right up. We're going to clean that up. Looks like there's coffee or something on there as well. Then the actual airbag control module sits right under here. So it plugs into this. It's held down by 3 bolts. You got 1 there, and you got 2 in there. So this is the actual control module itself. So now that we have this out, we are going to try to find one on probably eBay. I'm not certain if the letters at the end will make a difference. They might have newer models. I think it'd probably be hard to find the A model, but we'll see what we can find. So after doing a little bit of research, I found out that this actually does not need to be replaced as long as the front airbags did not deploy. So since it's only the side airbags and the belt tensioners that deployed, I am able to kind of just put this back in. Once I make the repairs, then I can actually reset the module itself. So I'm going to do that. Probably should have read the manual a little bit more before I kind of just went into it, but yeah, you live and learn. But now I know for the future what to do with this, so I'm going to put this back in, kind of put all this back together, and yeah, live and learn. At least we got to clean some of the coffee out. Alright guys, so we got the center console back together. We replaced the airbag control module. So everything's back to normal, good to go. So the last thing we need to do for this is to see what we're going to do with these seats. So I'm going to do some research on that, take a couple minute break, recuperate. It is brutally hot out here right now, so we're going to see what we can do to get these off and go from there. That's going to do it for today's episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a little bit. And the process of taking apart the center console turned out to be pretty easy. I wish I realized that I didn't need to actually do it, because I would have saved myself a long time, but that's all right. So this episode was getting a little long, so we're going to roll into the seatbelt removal in the next episode. So hope you guys learned something, like I said, and thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys are new here, I really hope you guys consider smashing that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you guys have your post notifications on. That way you guys stay up to date on the build and everything else that goes on this channel. Also, make sure you guys are following me over on Instagram, because I do post things on there quicker than it makes its way over to YouTube. I hope that this channel can inspire you guys to just pick up a wrench, buy a car, do whatever you need to do. Just try to become a DIY salvage guy yourself.